up, you guys? My name is Aubrey and this is my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the PPP. Now I know I've been beating the PPP like a dead horse over the last couple of weeks. I feel like I've made a ton of videos on it, and there is a real reason for that, because the Biden administration recently implemented some new policies that went along with the PPP that made it so that the PPP was much more advantageous to small business owners, to independent contractors, to gig workers. And a change has recently been implemented, yesterday actually, that will be hugely beneficial to those people out there who are solo entrepreneurs. So people like myself, who maybe are YouTubers, people who work in the gig economy, people who drive for Uber, independent contractors, freelancers. If you are somebody who makes money as a one-man show, this video is for you, because I'm going to be breaking down these changes that have been made to the PPP program, what you need to do, and what you need to keep in mind. So let's get started. Now, the Paycheck Protection Program has been around since last March. It's been about a year since the program was implemented. And this entire time, this program has definitely skewed to benefit big companies or even mid-sized companies significantly more than smaller companies and solo entrepreneurs. Whenever I say solo entrepreneurs, I mean 1099 workers, I mean independent contractors, I mean freelancers, I mean gig workers, I mean people who just do odd jobs on their own. That is what I mean by solo entrepreneurs. And to be honest, solo entrepreneurs with the PPP have really gotten the short end of the stick because of the formula that is used to calculate PPP loans. You see, the PPP is calculated one of two ways, or it has been up until this point. The first way is through the average monthly payroll costs, and the SBA would calculate your PPP loan based off of 2.5 months of your average monthly payroll cost. The other way that this has been calculated for solo entrepreneurs specifically has been based off of data from your 1040 Schedule C. The problem is, though, is that depending on how you do your taxes and depending on how many deductions you take into account, a 1040 Schedule C could potentially show a negative number. And in this case, which was the case for thousands of entrepreneurs out there, if you showed a negative number on your 1040 Schedule C, you were not eligible for any PPP funds. This was a huge problem, because the fact is that just because you have a negative number on your Schedule C does not mean that you weren't making any money. It just means that you showed a loss on your taxes. And this could be from deductions. This could be from investing profits into your business. This could be from a variety of different places. And long story short, this formula, this two different ways that the PPP was calculated, made it so that it was very difficult for solo entrepreneurs to get any sort of substantial funding, because even if they got funding, it was oftentimes a very small amount, and it made it so that large companies or mid-sized companies were able to really take advantage of the program effectively. Well, it seems as though these changes have finally been addressed, and a couple of weeks ago, the Biden administration did announce that they were addressing the PPP and this flaw with the PPP by changing the formula that is being used to calculate loans for solo entrepreneurs, so independent contractors, gig workers, things like that. And now, instead of going off of net profit on the PPP in order to determine how much you're eligible for, they will instead go off of gross profit. This is huge, because up until now, the loans have been calculated by net profit, which is the amount of money that you made after deductions and expenses are taken into account, which oftentimes is not an accurate number of exactly how much your business made or exactly how much you specifically were earning. Whereas now it's going to be going off of gross profit, which is oftentimes a significantly larger number than net profit, which means that you could get a significantly larger loan than you would have initially been eligible for. Now, whenever this change was announced by the Biden administration, it wasn't automatically made live by the SBA, but as of yesterday, Monday, March 1st, the changes have been made. So if you apply for the PPP today, Tuesday, March 2nd, you should be able to apply and you should be able to use this updated formula if you're a solo entrepreneur. But now that we know what the new formula is, we know that it's active, here are a few things that you should keep in mind. Number one is the question of what do you do if you're somebody who has already received PPP funds, but you want to receive more funds given the fact that the formula has been updated? And the answer to that question as of right now is unclear. The SBA or the Biden administration has not given any sort of guidance on what past PPP applicants can do to get more funds under this new formula. And as of right now, it's unclear if you'll just be lost out of that money. If you can apply for another round, if they'll open a third round for solo entrepreneurs specifically, it is unclear exactly how the SBA is going to approach this. But this is a big issue because there are millions of entrepreneurs out there who got funding through the old formula and as a result received less money than they should have received. This change is going to be applicable on both the first and the second draw PPP applicants. So if you're somebody who has received PPP funds before, but you're wanting to apply for a second time, you can do so under this new formula and thus receive more money. Remember that the only way you can apply for a second draw of PPP funds is if you were approved for the first draw and you spent all of those funds. Additionally, if you're somebody who has never applied for the PPP4, or maybe you applied but you were denied earlier this year, or earlier last year, I should say, you can go and apply a second time now that the rules have changed. I would encourage you, if you're somebody who maybe had issues applying the first round, to go to a legitimate like brick and mortar bank and actually apply through a representative. Oftentimes that can be a bit easier, or at least a bit more clear if you're somebody who has had issues applying for the PPP in the past. But remember that as of right now, we are in a 2-week window where PPP applications are open exclusively to solo entrepreneurs and small businesses. So if you have a business that has 20 people or less, so whether you have a business and you have employees, or if you're an independent contractor, or if you're a solo entrepreneur, you can apply in this 2-week window. This window has already been open for a few days and it will only be open until next Wednesday. It is unclear if that will be extended, if they will extend that window given the fact that the SBA just changed the formula yesterday, but stay tuned and I will keep you updated on that. Now again, in summary, the PPP formula has changed to benefit solo entrepreneurs, and we are now basing the formula off of gross profit rather than net profit, which is huge. Additionally, we are currently in a 2-week window where solo entrepreneurs and small businesses can apply exclusively for the PPP, and larger companies cannot apply at this time. It is unclear if this window will be extended given the fact that the formula just changed for solo entrepreneurs yesterday. I am not sure if this window will be extended, if it will be lengthened to accommodate more entrepreneurs. That at this point is unclear. As of right now, if you're somebody who has already received PPP funds, it looks as though you most likely will not be able to benefit from this newest updated formula. But if you're somebody who has not taken advantage of the second draw PPP funds, I would highly encourage you to do that. Additionally, if you're somebody who hasn't received any PPP funds, you could theoretically still receive the first round and the second round of PPP funding as long as you are eligible for both. With that being said, you guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. Remember, if you're somebody who's a solo entrepreneur, an independent contractor, or a gig worker, I highly encourage you to apply for the PPP if you are eligible. You do not need to have your 2020 taxes filed, but you should have had your 2019 taxes filed. If you do not have your taxes filed, then this will cause you issues and you most likely will not be eligible for any funding. But like always, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have anything to add, make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.